the things I'm noticing about mental health issues in Oceanside, especially among youth, is increased demand. And even with the current services that we have here, we have wait times and not enough access, being a little bit of an out-of-the-way, smaller community. And the concern is that if we don't do anything different, that these problems are just going to get worse for this community.
I know many youth that are homeless or have trouble finding activities for them to do, or struggle with bills and struggle to live. So those kids would be definitely excited to come here and say their thoughts.
I've been told by Island Health that there are up to 50 youth on wait lists to get into clinical services in the Oceanside area.
We need low-income housing for youth because it's not there in our community, and we need it because our jobs don't give us enough money, and if you expect us to go to university as well, we can't afford that all unless we have the opportunities laid out in front of us.
One of the biggest things that I think we need to do is provide services much earlier in the continuum, before things get to a crisis point, before people become ill, before they become entrenched in some of the struggles that they're having. And if you provide services much earlier and connect youth to communities and networks, they can enhance their resiliency and their skills to be able to tackle all the challenges that they're going to face in life all the way along.
Soon enough, I won't be able to live here anymore. I'll have to move to Nanaimo. I won't be able to contribute to my community because there's nothing here for me as a young adult.
They're really easy to build a relationship with. You just have to open up. You have to open up to them first.
The thing I'm excited about for the Youth Forum is having youth be heard by all these people, not just me and all of the youth and all of their opinions, because it's really important for us to be heard because everyone sits around and talks about us without our opinions.
How can we use what we've got and use it differently, be more creative with it? And that's a good starting point because it gets us out of that, we can't do anything until we have more funding, we can't do anything until we have more resources. It's saying, let's look at what we've got.
I do think it's important that we make sure that everybody at every level makes sure their voice is being heard about the need for investment earlier and upstream before people get into the crisis points. There are lots of things that we can do that are much cheaper and they reach a much larger population than waiting to treat things at the other end of the spectrum, which are often for few people and they're really costly.
I think that we have a lot of people who are concerned about our young people in the area and recognize that many of them are having to access services elsewhere or are moving elsewhere because they can't find the services they need here. I think part of that is a lack of awareness of what's actually available. And I think that we've started to do some really good work in this area, particularly around transitioning youth into adulthood and making sure there's a continuity of services for them. But I think there's always more that we can do, and hopefully we'll see some housing in place for young adults as well. And once people are housed, it's way easier to be able to then achieve their other goals.